taking on EA7 Milan.
Well, in EA7 Milan looked very impressive. I thought there was an outstanding Euro Classic event that was held both in Chicago and in New York. Interesting to note, not just the Celtics flying, they're actually more well-rested than EA7 is right now as we get a peek at the starting lineups in this game.
Cinturini, the point guard. Charles Jenkins out of Hofstra. You'll know him. Gentile, number 5, is a player to watch for people that look to see what these guys can be in the NBA. His rights owned by the Rockets, Robbie Hummel, and Jamel McLean, with the game winner as a member of Alba Berlin last year to beat the San Antonio Spurs.
Remember that play? Unbelievable. It was a 15-foot runner against the Spurs in this global games, and he has been picked up obviously by EA7, and he's in the midst of a very good international career.
There's Yasmin Rapesa, the Croatian coach, two-time coach of the Croatian national team. He's won 9 championships in his European coaching career, 6 in Croatia. Celtics in the green, EA7 and Emporio Armani Milano in the white with a red trim, and we're underway from Mediolanum Forum in Milan, Italy. This is Zeller. And now EA7 on the move. Gentile all the way to the rim, and he scores. Gentile, a 6'7", 22-year-old, a second-round pick of Minnesota in 2014, whose rights were traded to the Rockets. And reports that they'll look to get him in a Rocket uniform next year. Here's Lee going to work. There should be Zeller. Can't hit. Kept alive by Smart, and a nice play, and Zeller finishes it off.
Excellent job staying with the play that time, lunging out of bounds, airborne, and making the delivery. Not quitting on the play. So one thing about the Celtic team, with the amount of depth they have, they really were impressive on the defensive side of the floor.
Foul committed by Zeller.
And that defensive improvement had a lot to do with that guy, Jay Crowder. And he gets a call on a foul that time.
Yeah, they go on Crowder.
But he, along with Bradley, you had the addition of Amir Johnson, who'll come in later. This Boston Celtic team was a good defensive team last year. They could be really good this year.
Hummel. Can't hit. Rebounded by Crowder. Jay Crowder acquired in the Rajon Rondo deal last year. Did not work out well for the Mavericks. As Zeller going to work, and it spins in. And the Celtics take a 4-2 lead.
You alluded to Zeller last year being picked up from the Cavaliers.
Basically, it was they gave him to Boston to clear some cap space, as the runner won't go from Crowder. A couple of free throws coming up here.
There's Crowder in attack mode that time, creating the contact on Hummel.
Well, you know, a few years ago, Tim, Danny Ainge made that decision to let Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett go. Ray Allen went. And they had to work through the draft and making smart trades, and that
themselves, available. A guy like Charles Jenkins, Robbie Hummel, all these guys have had a taste of the NBA.
To that game last year where Alba Berlin upset the Spurs on the Jamel McLean jumper at the buzzer, and what a big victory that was for them to beat the defending champions. We saw even yesterday in the NBA, a team like Fenerbahce out of Turkey beats the Nets in Brooklyn.
No, it's a big game. It's a big game for these teams, and certainly the level of talent is pretty good.
Here's McLean showing off a little post move, a little fadeaway.
He did that time. He created a little separation, a little lean back that time to elude David Lee.
McLean, born in Brooklyn, raised in Hampton, Virginia. Went to the same high school down there in Virginia as Allen Iverson. Played his college ball at both Tulsa and transferred to Xavier. As David Lee working inside. And Lee puts the Celtics up 7-4.
Little dribble handoff action with Avery Bradley. And that's what David Lee can really do effectively.
And Gentile. Nothing gentle about that move, going right through the lane. And keeping EA7 within a point.
I like his attack mode early by Alessandro Gentile. And going aggressively to the basket.
Lee on a pick and roll. Scoring. And how about the acquisition of David Lee? Won a championship last year as a bench player with the Warriors.
Immediate impact for this Celtic team.
Cinturini got fouled. He's going to shoot 3 free throws. Fouled in the act of shooting a 3.
playing hybrid rules here, mostly NBA rules. You can see the three-point line is the NBA line, but Avery Bradley that time a little too overzealous. Ability to attack the basket. We've seen it on 2 occasions. Alessandro Gentile right there talking to Rapesa, his coach. Good, very good start, impressive start from him.
As Cicciarini hits the free throw, Gentile, part of the Italian national team that played in the European Championships this year, was 6th in that tournament in scoring at nearly 17 points a game. He is number 5 in the white.
How is he going to mix this? He 1 through about 12, 13 on their roster. Chris, there's not that big of a difference in the talent level. It's going to be interesting to see the recipe. Really.
Avery Bradley, known as a terrific perimeter defender, and now the Celtics give it away. And Cicciarini can't hold on to it. Crowder hustling.